Hello, everybody. Not all live streams are the same. Some are made for attention, some are made for money, and some look like content but feel dangerously real. This was one of those moments. Alleged footage and rumors began circulating online, suggesting that people close to NBA YoungBoy were planning a serious move. The clips exploded across social media, but the real story went much deeper than what was shown on screen.
Habits I picked up in there, yeah, some I got to tighten up some more, but, for sure, like, working out, there's one. Never worked out before, never, but working out, there's one. Reading, I wasn't just too much of a fan of picking up books, but I read all day long, but reading, I got my reading game up in there. Uh, Knowing how to, like, choose between rational and irrational decisions, just decision making and thinking before I act, working on my temper. It's a lot of knowing how to communicate. I learned how to communicate to Dirk, but unfortunately it was like under the circumstances that where we couldn't really just talk like that, cause in a minute he'll be able to talk more, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I reached out for him, I hit her up, told her she can ask me whatever she need, you know what I'm saying? Tell brother call me every time, like I'm gonna pick up their phone for sure. Whatever.
This wasn't about edits, it wasn't about clickbait, it was about tone, about energy, about how things were being said. When you hear people joking differently, when you catch urgency in their voices, when you recognize coded language outsiders don't understand, that's when you realize this isn't entertainment. December 5th, 2025. Write that date down. You'll hear it again. That was the day Shiesty went live and froze the internet. Without music, without visuals, without promotion. Just him, a camera, and an energy only people who've really been in the streets recognize. Only a couple months removed from federal prison, having served 3 years at USP Canaan on a 5-year sentence, Shiesty moved like someone who had been tested and didn't break. And you could feel it.
Words of wisdom from somebody that been in it, you know what I'm saying, and know it firsthand. That ain't what's up in there, bro. All the image and the facades and the faking and the street notoriety, that is not worth it. Ain't nothing worth leaving this and going in there. And ain't nothing worth not leaving that in there, coming back out here, you know what I'm saying? So just stay focused, man, get this money and keep working and
He did his time in silence. No talking, no snitching, no folding. Where most would have cracked, he stayed solid. And now he was back, ready to reclaim everything he believed the system tried to take from him. The chat exploded. Thousands of viewers. The energy was electric, the kind you only see when someone returns from darkness to freedom. But then something shifted. The 3 letters that changed everything. Suddenly, the chat started filling with the same 3 letters, over and over. 4KT, 4KT, 4KT. Those who know understood immediately. That's NBA YoungBoy's poor, his day ones, his soldiers, people who move under the green flag from Baton Rouge to anywhere Top's music plays. And most importantly, this wasn't trolling. This was a test, a direct, public check. How are you going to move now that you're free again? And Shiesty's response was ice cold. He acted like 4KT didn't exist, kept asking who, again and again, as if NBA YoungBoy's entire empire, platinum albums, millions of fans, street reputation was invisible in his world. The internet went crazy. But the real explosion was still coming. The call that froze the room. Then Rahi joined the call, and that's when things turned serious. Throughout the entire stream, Shiesty made one thing crystal clear. He was riding for Lil Durk. No compromises, no ambiguity. He defended Dirk in every situation, even snapped on fans. When one woman said she didn't mess with Lil Durk, Shiesty directly threatened her, not joking, not for the camera. That was blood loyalty. And then Rahi calmly said, "I'm 4KT." After hours of Shiesty publicly dismissing and disrespecting YoungBoy's side, the virtual room went silent. The internet erupted, but this wasn't random. This moment was the result of years of tension, bodies dropped, betrayals, and an unresolved war that began in November 2020. Whether he realized it or not, Shiesty had stepped directly into one of the most dangerous conflicts in hip-hop history, and the response came fast. King Von's sister, Kayla B., publicly called the situation out, saying comments like that disrespect Von's legacy and pour fuel on an already burning fire. And when she speaks on her brother's name, people listen, because Von is the reason this beef exists at this level. Under pressure, Rahi issued apologies, first to Shiesty, then to Kayla B.
He admitted he was moving recklessly, that he finally understood the weight behind those 3 letters. But the line had already been crossed. NBA YoungBoy wasn't staying silent. He went live himself, throwing subtle but clear shots, warning about rappers chasing attention after prison through provocation. Everyone knew exactly who it was aimed at. His circle followed suit. In October 2025, NLE Choppa, or NLE the Great, dropped KO, featuring extreme visuals, including fake decapitation imagery. The line between music and real threats started to blur. Even 21 Savage, respected by both sides, publicly spoke on how impossible it is to remain neutral in this war. There is no Switzerland here, no middle ground. You choose a side, and you live with the consequences. Shiesty made his choice a long time ago. That December livestream was just a reminder. Once the dust settled from that livestream, a lot of people tried to downplay it. They called it internet drama. Another viral moment, another clip that would disappear in a few days. But that's not how the streets work, because the people who were really paying attention understood something immediately. This wasn't random. This wasn't accidental. This was an old war resurfacing in real time. Bodies, federal indictments, ruined careers, and a beef that never truly stopped. That live stream wasn't flashy. There was no editing, no captions telling viewers how to feel, just raw, shaky footage, voices speaking too directly, energy that felt urgent. And when it hit social media, serious people leaned in, because it didn't feel like content. It felt like a move that went wrong. Why those 3 letters matter. To understand why 4KT changed the entire atmosphere, you have to understand one thing. In hip-hop, some names carry weight far beyond music. 4KT isn't just a fan base, it's NBA YoungBoy's inner circle, his day ones, the people who move in real life the same way his music moves numbers. It's not a joke, it's not trolling, it's a signal. So when those 3 letters flooded the chat over and over, it wasn't random, it was a test. A public check to see how someone fresh home from federal prison was going to move now that every word mattered again. And Shiesty chose the most dangerous response of all. He acted like it didn't exist. He kept asking, who? As if NBA YoungBoy's entire movement, the plaques, the fans, the reputation, was invisible.
It's because I can't be stopped, you know what I'm saying? CBLW type, you know what's going on, so like that's a big word for me, you know, because it's like it got 2 words in it. If you pay attention, like it's unstopped and A. The new and improved, the more clean version, and like the more focused, Bruce Shiesty. Clearer vision, I can see clearer now. Like I got it. It's my second run.
In the streets, ignoring someone can be louder than disrespect. The call that reopened old wounds. When Rahi joined the call and calmly stated that he was for KT, the tone shifted instantly. There was no yelling, no threats, just a quiet declaration. And those are always the most serious moments. Because by that point, Shiesty had already made one thing clear throughout the stream. His loyalty to Lil Durk was absolute. No hesitation, no neutrality, no room for interpretation. He defended Durk aggressively, even snapping on fans who spoke against him. That wasn't performance. That was real loyalty. So when that statement was made, two realities collided. OTF loyalty on one side, NBA YoungBoy's camp on the other. This wasn't two people arguing anymore. It was two long-standing camps crossing paths publicly. Why King Von's name still controls the conversation? Because King Von isn't just part of this story, he's the turning point. His death in November 2020 transformed internet tension into something permanent, something irreversible.
Because I'm such a Durkologist and I've been following this stuff for so long, I've been thinking that there's 6 murders that Durk might have had something to do with. So this new paperwork for the first time, and I've literally been saying this for years. It doesn't give me too much pleasure to say I was right about this, but I've been saying for ages that incident in Waycross, Georgia in May 2021, where a bunch of guys shot up Quando Rondo in his car 100 times. I've been saying that had something to do with the beef with the BDs from Chicago.
After that night in Atlanta, neutrality disappeared. It's just music stopped being believable. Lines were drawn that could not be erased. That's why every comment now carries weight, why every live stream feels dangerous, why jokes don't land the same way anymore. YoungBoy never stepped back. From the beginning, NBA YoungBoy never distanced himself. He stood by Quando Rondo. He refused to apologize. He refused to play politics. And that stance alone deepened the divide. Because this stopped being about court cases or public opinion, it became about loyalty, pride, and response. When YoungBoy later went live himself, throwing subtle warnings about rage baiting and reckless behavior, everyone understood who the message was for. He saw everything, and he wasn't impressed. When music starts sounding like signals, when NLE Choppa released KO with extreme visuals, many fans felt uncomfortable. Hip-hop has always used violent imagery, but this felt different. The line between metaphor and message was getting thinner. Even 21 Savage, an artist respected by both sides, spoke openly about the impossible position rappers are in when caught between these two factions. And that might have been the realest takeaway of all. No middle ground. In this conflict, there is no neutral zone, no safe middle, no way to stay cool with everyone. You choose a side, you stand on it, and you live with whatever comes next. Shiesty made his choice years ago. That December live stream was just a reminder. And when he dropped FDO, First Day Out, days later, 5 minutes, no hook, pure aggression, it wasn't meant for radio. It was a statement. He didn't come home to shake hands. He came home to stand firm. And this story isn't over. Because this was never about one live stream. It's about a decade of unresolved conflict, loyalty that costs lives, and a war that keeps pulling new people into its gravity. The only real question now is who crosses the line next.